Well, it's a pleasure to be here today with you on Oil Camp 3 as you all dive into learning more about your emotional essential oils. And today, my role is to talk to you about joy and creating a joy list. And so, if this is something that interests you, then pull up a chair and move on in, because this is the sort of thing that I get really excited about, creating new goals and setting new intentions and creating new energy. And it's something that you do need to be quite intentional about and actually schedule into your day. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Pete from Nourish by Pete. I live in Vietnam and I am excited to be here joining you on Oil Camp 3. So let's dive straight in. So what I want to talk to you about today is 5 decisions that I made quite some time ago that fundamentally changed the way I look at my relationships, and that actually changed my business forever as well. So you may want to grab a pen and a paper, because there's going to be some great things for you to write down here. And I love lists, so I'm going to give you a top 5 list. And so these are my top 5 tips on how to become a happier you for the new year or for any time of the year. So the first point I want to talk about, and the number 1 from these 5 tips, is creating daily gratitude, a practice of daily gratitude. I'll just go through these quickly and then we'll actually expand on them in a moment. So never stop dreaming is number 2. Number 3 is practicing vulnerability. Number 4 is pursuing community. And we really saw that in 2020, didn't we? When everybody was craving community, craving companionship. And the last on my list of top 5 is making a joy list and actually scheduling that into your time. What we know is that if you let the world choose your daily narrative, then you're in trouble. And what I mean by that is that if you decide to live the next 12 months as the best you, the best version of you possible, what would the future version of you say to you today? What advice would that future version give to you today? So that really holds the clue on how you should be really living your life today. And that version tells me to fight for joy, to fight for laughter, to fight for family time, and fight for those moments of joy, because that's what really roots you in the present. We can't predict what the future is going to bring to us. And even in the hardest of seasons, it's possible to find joy. And in 2020, we saw that as well. You know, when we felt that the world was crumbling down, there were some incredible moments, and moments that we'll never forget. And it was the simplest of things that we remember, isn't it? That simplest joy that we will remember from 2020. So if you're struggling to find joy in your daily life, then I want you to look at these 4 things with me now, and grab your pen and paper and let's write these down. So number 1 is create a daily gratitude practice. And there's a reason why this is really important, and it helps us to look for the really small moments in the last 24 hours and to write them down. And we know that what we think, we become. So if we're really focused on these moments of gratitude, these moments of pleasure, then we will actually manifest more of those into our life. So that's the first thing on our list. The second is to make a joy list, and that's what I want to expand on today with you. So do you know what fills up your cup? Do you know what brings you joy? So I want you to make a list of all the things that make you super, super happy in your life. And things that you can reach for. They don't need to be things that cost money. You may even want to make 2 lists. One list of things that bring you joy that actually cost nothing, and another list that actually does cost something but also brings you joy as well. So I just want to highlight that they don't need to be material things. So I even make a list of best moments ever, best songs ever, best dance ever, and then I continue to build on these lists as well. And once you start to practice bringing joy into your life on a regular basis, you'll find that you'll start to choose joy more naturally, and you'll just start to pick up on all those natural blessings around you. You'll actually identify them. They're actually all around you now. But sometimes if you don't have a gratitude practice, you're not actually thinking about them. You're not focusing on them. And a lot of the times we focus on what we want in life. And when we focus on what we want, you're actually thinking about all the gaps in our life, all the things that we don't have. And so what I want you to look at is all the things that you actually do have in your life, all of the little bits and pieces in your life already that bring you joy every single day. And you'll be surprised they're usually the simplest things. Actually, the simplest things definitely are the things that bring me joy. So instead of a forced afterthought every single day, I think what I really want you to remember in this message today is just how to bring joy into your life naturally so that it's not a forced afterthought. So now, just to recap on everything that I talked about, there was 5 things that I mentioned that fundamentally changed my relationships in 2020 as well as my business. And the first one on that list was having a gratitude practice. The second thing was never stop dreaming. I think that's so important in life. Number 3 is practicing to be vulnerable, opening up, be authentic, show people your true self. And 4th on the list is pursuing community. And we really saw that in 2020, didn't we? Is what we really missed the most, was having community around us and people around us. And the 5th on the list is creating a joy list. I then went in and dived in a little bit deeper, and we talked about creating a gratitude practice. Next on the list was making a joy list. Number 3 was scheduling joy into your life. And number 4 was having a joyful accountability partner that you can confide in, and to remind us to always turn to joy, to think about joy. So guys, thank you so much for inviting me into Oil Camp 3 today. Enjoy the rest of your time, make the most of your time, and I will see you soon. Thank you.